Hey, what's up, team? Eddie Gray back at it again. And today we are continuing our education on Maschine and Logic. How do we integrate these two mediums to make the most of our music production experience? On my last video, I showed you some very practical and clean ways of creating a relationship between Logic and Maschine. On this particular video, I want to talk about multi-output and why it benefits you. We know that most people use Maschine because they love the sounds, but the routing and the workflow can be a nightmare. And so what most people do is they utilize the audio and MIDI functionality, and that's great, but every once in a while you're going to want some more power from the program, in which case I highly recommend you use Maschine in multi-output mode. So when you instantiate it, just make sure you're not selecting stereo by itself. You need multi-output. All right, so at first glance everything kind of looks the same and sounds the same. Check it out. Okay, good. But when we go into the mixer, we see that there is a new symbol, a plus symbol. We're going to click on that. You'll notice all in all that there are 16 tracks that have been created. So that's 15 new tracks in the original we had. I'll hit Control T to create new tracks. You can also go to options and create tracks for selected channel strips. So now all of those tracks have been routed independently of the original one here. Now, everything is still the same though. Let me play this back and you can see that sound is only coming out of the first channel. Okay, so what's interesting here is if we look at the track inspector that's on the left-hand side here, we see that within the parameters, this has been routed to channel 1, the track below that, channel 2, channel 3, all the way down to 16. Even though it says 15, you got to remember that this instrument is a track. And so we have to figure out a way to route the information from Maschine so it plays back on every individual aux track. Okay, so how do we do that? All right, so we want to go back to Maschine, and then from here, we want to go on every individual track, all right? And then we want to make sure that the audio output is being sent to its proper destination. In this case, we're going to send the first track to channel 1, all right? Track 2 to channel 2, so on and so forth. We just want to go ahead and map all of this out. So I'll just go ahead and do the first 8. All right, so let's check out the behavior now. And that's pretty much it. Now you have the benefit of the sounds, because that's why we come back to Maschine. But you also have the benefits of routing. And let's say I wanted to process the snare. And I wanted to run some reverb on it. I could take something independent of Maschine and we can play that out. Maybe we want to distort it, but let's just listen to that snare with some reverb. And so that's the benefit, that you can process these independent parts. Let me go ahead and split the rest of this. So track 9 to number 9. Oh, wait, let me just make sure. Yeah, that's 8, that's 9. This one is 10, 11. So it does take a little bit of routing, but I'll show you a secret here in a second. Let's say you want to change the drum sound, right? Let's say, I don't know, you want to experiment, try something else out. If you utilize the routing feature inside of Maschine, you no longer have to do all this work. So we just spent a fair amount of time setting it up. So you see how we have routing highlighted. If you disable this and I choose something else, I can keep the routing that I currently have set up. But if I enable routing, then that's going to give me their information. So you have to be careful how you utilize this, okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to disable routing, because what this is going to do is it's going to keep the routing that I have already structured inside of Maschine. So I will select another kit. I've selected this kit on top, and let's see how this plays out. So remember, the only reason that happened was because the routing was disabled. Now, what's fantastic about this is that you can actually save this as a preset, either within Maschine or inside of the library in Logic. And now you don't have to ever look for this again. You just simply type in however you have it set up, but I have it set up as Maschine, and you are good to go. If you have any other questions, go ahead and hit me up in the comments. I know that there are a lot of Maschine heads out there, and I just want to support them on their journey. So if you're liking the content, go ahead and sub and hit that notification bell, so every single time we come out with some new content, we can connect. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take good care.